this evening, and it didn't take long. We had birds work their way in. We had a couple hens and a couple jakes come in, and then a tom that was working his way right down the fence to come in. And there was some commotion up here in the barnyard, scared all the birds away. 20-30 minutes later, we had a couple hens come back out again, and then we had a tom work that fence line all the way down and came in and finally came under the fence. But I don't know if he just must not have been able to see our decoy set up right here. He had a few hens over there. He might not have left them anyways, but he was about 70 or 80 yards away, strutting for 10 to 15 minutes. Then his hens finally worked up and he followed them back to the roost, and there's at least 3 toms roosted within 150 yards of the blind. We're gonna have to wait till it's pitch dark. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just unstake the blind, and we're not gonna collapse it or anything. I'm just gonna walk it right through this gate. I'm gonna walk it right over there so we can face it right at that low spot where they usually cross the fence. And I know that, I've hunted here enough. I know they cross right there, and like a dummy, we're set up over here, hoping that when they came down that fence line, they'd see the decoys and come in, but should have been set up over there facing that little low spot. We might have killed him. Hindsight's 20/20, but we'll see in the morning.
The Lookout is presented by Horn Hunter, Conquest Scents, Baronet Blinds, River's Edge Tree Stands, Build the Bone Mineral Company, and Illusion Hunting Systems.
Good morning, folks. It is May 10th. McAllister and I are back in the barnyard. We slept in here yesterday afternoon. Had a couple close calls. 3 toms ended up roosted about 100 yards from the blind. After everything worked back up and it got plenty dark, I left the blind assembled, and I carried this Barnett Ox 5 all the way across this horse pasture and set it up right where they cross in and out of this barnyard through the low spot in the fence over here. So we're set up to shoot where they traditionally come through. If they do their part, it's probably going to be a pretty short and sweet hunt without a ton of pre-roll, because as soon as they pop under the fence, I'm going to let her fly. We're right in with the horses, so we're sitting in horse poop and mud and water. It's just a mess in here. And as you can see, my face is illuminated by our buddy heater because it's pretty cold again this morning out here. Middle of May, and it's still in the 30s in the mornings. Crazy. into 5 yards. Made what I thought was a good shot on him. He went over and stood by that bale. I tried to put a second arrow into him, but it looked like it just hit low. I don't think that second arrow did anything. And he got right up into this brush, and he should be laid down in there. Hey, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Dude, that was it. I'm like, how close you gonna let this bird get? I couldn't shoot with that post there. I wanted to shoot him right as soon as he crossed the fence, but I didn't have a shot. And then he strutted right at the blind. We're gonna just give him a bunch of time here. He should be laid up right in there. He was hurt, he was sick, he only went about 15 yards and then stood over there forever. I think we'll get him. Oh, that was nuts. Well, we just reviewed the shot. It looks pretty good. You gotta keep in mind that McAllister is quite a bit further right than me, so the way that the arrow goes in looks a little different from my perspective. But I was aiming right at the top of his beard, and I mean, that's right where it went in. And that's a big cut and broadhead. He's laying right there, folks. He looks like he's done. I'm gonna slip under the fence and go grab him. He's unreal. He's been dead for a little while, it looks like. Get him back here on our side of the fence. It's a big old bird. Big old beard on him. Pretty good hooks for a bird out in this country too. Look at that. This one's actually broke off. This might have been where I tried to shoot him again by that bale and get a second arrow into him, and it looked like it skipped off something. It might have clipped his spur because it did go low. Tell you what, me and old Josh McAllister, we got some pretty wild adventures out here in North Dakota and Montana when he comes out here, and thanks to a huge cut from that expandable, I mean, it absolutely tore him in half. We were able to recover this bird because I still didn't make the greatest shot in the world, but we got him. That's 3 birds in 3 days, and that's my 4th bird of the year with my bow after struggling pretty bad, so that feels pretty dang good. What do you think, buddy?
Dude,
you load it up and get the heck out of here.
If it wasn't crazy, it wouldn't fit our trips. Every time we get together, it's nuts, dude. That was a wild hunt, man. Textbook as they get right there this morning.
He came right where we hoped he would. Look at that big old fan on him. He's pretty. Really pretty.